Everyone, Del 21 here. We are leaving the salvage yard. I picked up two things while I was there. I was able to pick up a new rearview mirror. I've got to cut that off, but we're gonna pull. Did it pull? No, okay, it stayed up there. We're gonna pull. Typical me. Typical me. There you go. We've got one of those. But anyway, we got a new mirror which I have to clean. The voice thing works and all of that. I've already checked it. I don't know if it'll do it. The thing is, I don't know if the voice recognition will work while I'm recording. But essentially, I've got that, and I've got the seatbelt on the passenger side. I got the seatbelt. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I got the seatbelt, and I got that. Oh, and I got the wire harness. There's a special wire harness that goes from the passenger side A pillar to the upper. It kind of connects to the your dome module, but yes, it's called a dome module. It's kind of connected to your dome module, but technically it's not. The reason I say that, hold on, I'm trying to get up to speed. The reason I say it's not is because it runs parallel with the dome light wire harness. But what it doesn't do is it doesn't actually connect to the harness. It actually has its got its own special harness, which confused the hell out of me because I went through so many trucks trying to find out how this rearview mirror works. Well, how does it get power? Because the one thing I did not want to do is I did not want to have to buy a whole nother dome. I didn't want to have to buy a whole nother, I didn't want to have to buy a whole nother roof liner or headliner, because if I buy a new headliner to get the dome module so I can have power to go to the rearview mirror, I think this is an auto dimming mirror. I don't know, but if for any reason, I think this one also has the sensor in it. I have to find out, because it's got like a little sensor on the back of it. It looks like a white light. So that may be a light, like a rain sensor or something. I don't know. But fortunately, the harness runs into a little gray plug on the side. I thought that plug went to my uplifter module for my AC module, because if you have the more up-to-date, well, not I won't say more up-to-date, if you have the more optioned out RAM, that module the AC module is actually located on that side of the truck, in conjunction with your head unit. But fortunately, it was a separate harness that allowed me to be able to purchase the mirror. The harness came with it, and the seatbelt. The seatbelt is not for this truck. It is for a 09 to 13 or late 12 to make it a 13. I have to see if you plug it in, if it'll read. I don't think it will. I think this seatbelt came out of another flooded Ram, which is perfectly fine. It just means that electrically it won't work, which that's fine. I need to get it to be able to have my inspection, but I can't have the inspection if I don't have, the seatbelt in there. And the way our state works, I'm not replacing any airbag modules. So essentially what I can do is I can take my the main module. Mine's a dual stage. I can basically take my main module apart and put it into the seatbelt that goes to my truck, and it basically keeps the same part number and we're golden with having to not. Right now, I don't have anything on my my docket that tells me how much I'm getting. I don't have anything on my docket that says how many items I can add, because I haven't replaced anything that needs a VIN number yet. The airbag would have, but I didn't need the airbag, so I'm using the airbag that came on the truck. Reads correct resistance and everything else, and it also works out fine in that retrospect. So I don't have anything yet that needs a okay. I'm trying to look at this mile per gallon, because I'm getting 24 miles to the gallon. I'm getting an average of 19.6, but I'm getting 24 miles to the gallon. Yeah, that's my pretty much average in this truck, 24 miles to the gallon. So I'm getting 24 miles to the gallon with an average of, it's going up. It's at 19.8. We're going up a hill now, and it went down to 19. But we're getting really good gas mileage in this. I mean, I would say we're only doing 65, but we're doing a speed limit on cruise control. And this white van keeps passing me and slowing down, and I pass it, and then I go up a hill, and then it passes me, then it goes on flat ground, and I pass it, and then we go up a hill, and it passes me, and this has been a steady cycle for the last 3 miles. When I first started out to come to Lamar Auto Salvage to get originally I came just to get the mirror. I mean, not, Jesus Christ. Originally I came just to get the seatbelt. The seatbelt was $60. But we weren't sure if it was actually good or not. And I ordered enough parts from there. I got a deal on where I could get both of them for a really good price. So I was able to get the mirror and that for way less than what I would have had to go to the dealership to get, and maybe offline too. I'm sorry, I don't usually see Jeeps going that fast. You know, they don't usually go that. They don't usually go that fast. They don't do that. You know, I'm usually passing the Jeeps, so he's doing about 75. See, because I'm doing 70. I'm going 68. Cruise control set at 68, and it's roughly bouncing around between 68, 69, and that's it. So he's got to be doing at least 75. Maybe he's running close to it anyway. But again, the truck's running great. Transmission wise, it's running great. I'm really happy I was able to drive out this far. See, now I'm doing 28. Okay, we're going up. We're on flat ground right now, slight incline, right side bank, doing 23 miles a gallon. I was going to get over, but there's a truck beside me, and then that car is trying to get in. We're at 26, still going slightly uphill. All right, we're sort of level, and we're doing 28, 29 miles to the gallon with a 21 miles per gallon average. So we're doing what the truck was reported it could do. The average is still going up. I'm still not doing actually level driving. As you can see, I'm going up and down hills. So to be doing an average of 21 miles to the gallon, it's pretty good. When I set out this morning to actually go to Lamar Auto Salvage, this is where I was actually starting off with saying, when I started that out, it said I had 98 or 89 miles to E. On my way here, it said I had 108, 110. Now I'm doing 101 miles to E. So the range is really bouncing around. The transmission temps hanging, what are we hanging at? 176. I guess it's a little colder outside than what it was when I was heading there, because it was running at 183 the entire way. 183, 186-ish. Since the transmission fluid change, coolant temp's 201, trans temp 177. Oil pressure's at whatever. It's bouncing around because it just shifted gears. I was trying to see if I can get you guys the current level of. I was trying to see if I could get you guys that current level. Oh wait, I'm pushing the wrong button. That's probably why. No, I can't get it to you. I thought I was trying. I gotta go to trip. That's what it is. I gotta go to trip. Give me a minute here. Gotta find trip. Okay, we've done. That's trip B. I need trip A. We've traveled 51 miles. Average miles per gallon is 14.5, and that was around the city. I had to get a hard acceleration in because I got this Nissan Armada behind me. But essentially, we've done 51 miles since the last transmission flush. The last spill and fill has actually been longer than that. According to this, my total drive time since I reset the flush has been 2 hours and 25 minutes and 52 seconds. Essentially, that's how long, is that 2 days? Yeah, 2 hours and 25 minutes. So apparently I've been operating this truck, pardon my nose pick, but apparently I've been operating the truck for roughly 2.5 hours continuously. Give or take. I guess today, if I get the time, I will. Traffic. But essentially, I guess today, I'll prime the ABS. I'll prime the module. What time is it? It's 12. It's almost 1 o'clock. I'll call the. I'm calling somebody. I'll call the, see if I can get a hold of someone at the highway patrol and see if I can set up an inspection date and see where we go from there. Because I also have to write a note saying that I did all of the repairs myself and had no help in it, and I have to get that note notarized. So apparently it's 12 minutes to go from. Would it be? I guess you could say it's 12. It's 12 minutes to go from the model salvage to the edge of Hattiesburg, which is pretty cool. Of course, I was going 65 the entire way. Usually I go 75 with traffic. What that Jeep was going is usually what I would be going, and I could do that trip in about 8 minutes, give or take. I'm a little tired, as you can tell. I had to walk. What I have the privilege of doing is I have the privilege of going on the lot and scouting out trucks that either I know where they are, or B, I get to scour for. Basically, if it's like the seatbelt might not be registered in a vehicle, but I could go out there and scour and find a seatbelt in a vehicle that says it doesn't have a seatbelt in it, or any kind of part. So I can go out there and scour and find it, and all I have to do is when I come back, I have to come back with the vehicle number I got it off of, which is whatever the inventory number that I got it off of at, and that's it. If they don't already have it pulled and it's sitting in the back, and they can just go back in the back and get it. But essentially, I had to go out there and look for a wire harness that went with this mirror. And I had to go out there and get the seatbelt. Essentially, if you let them pull it, you have to pay a pull fee. Even if I go out there and pull it, if it's way less than what I expected, I do not complain about it. The only time I've ever, I can't say I even complained. The only time I've been like iffy, I would say, on the, why are you in the fast lane? Why? It's typical to Ford vehicles that do this too. Get in the fast lane and just sit there. They do. I mean, and it's usually an Explorer. Maybe not this new, but it's usually an Explorer. By the way, it doesn't turn 45 miles an hour until we get to this light. It's still 55 up to this light, and we're doing roughly 45 now. Oh my God, I have to get back in that side. I have to get back on that side. Thank you. People, just because your turn is coming up does not mean you go well below the speed limit for that turn. If you're going to do that, you really need to have your signal on so people know that, okay, I can go ahead and go around this person so I don't have to waste my time. You're really asking to get rear-ended going slower than the speed limit just because your turn is like a mile up the road. I want to go see if my aunt is working. I should go see if my aunt is working. I'm going to go see if my aunt is working. She's going to talk almost all kinds of crap. Why haven't you cut your hair? What's all that dirt in your head? Well, I might have been rolling on the ground outside at the junkyard. Give or take. But yeah, we're going to go see her. And, you know what? We might not, because I have to cross that traffic. Not happening. So we're going to go head home. I'm going to decide whether or not I want to put the panels on today or not. If I put the panels on today, I got to call the DMV. That's right. No, well, Highway Patrol. I got to call Highway Patrol. When I get home, I got to call Highway Patrol. So, the interesting thing about it is that Highway Patrol here does it every Wednesday, and I really don't want them to tell me this Wednesday is the only Wednesday they can do it. That's going to really set me back because I'm not going to be ready for it. So, here's crossing fingers they do not say I have to have it inspected tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. So, hoorah. I'm clearly tired, guys. I really am. I had to pull the wire harness I got this truck out of. The headliner was soaked with water. The airbags were deployed on some of them. Was it on all of them? The airbag was deployed. No. Yeah. The airbag was deployed. I spent that entire time pulling it, only to get to the door, to get to the A-pillar handle, to realize that there's nothing I can do until I go back to walk all the way back, get a 10mm socket, and then come back. And as I'm walking out, I notice out of the corner of my eye this 2014 Ram 1500 Tradesman Edition two-tone blue that I know is a 2014 model and up, that has the harness that I need in it. Good golly, Miss Molly, the headliner's gone in it, the handle's gone in it, the airbags were deployed in it, the window was smashed in it. Everything that I needed was already out. All I had to do was yank the support things out of it. Dear. We can try this. I don't know. Well, actually, it won't matter because I got to figure out why it won't skip songs too. I don't know why. But I can talk. But, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it sends text message. We're about to find out. Well, I'm about to find out. You guys are leaving. I'm staying. I'm hungry. You guys hungry? Let's go eat.